In this video, we'll be talking about Operational Diagnostics module. In this module, we'll be able to dive deep into each vehicle and see what has been done by this specific vehicle. So if we go to Geodaki platform, we can access like the main menu from these little dots, and then we can see here the Operational Diagnostics module. When we click on it, it's going to open the same view as in real-time operations, live operations. And we can see here we have an additional filter to choose the date and time during which we want the analysis to be done. In the same way, we have our vehicle selector tool on the left side. And if we go to the container collection branch, we can see two vehicles. If we select one of them, it's going to display the vehicle, its current position, and also the history of its trajectory that has been done by this vehicle. So we can see here in the blue lines all the routes that have been traveled by this vehicle in the selected time frame that we have chosen. Okay, we can open or close the left menu from this button. Also, we have an additional menu here where we can see the time frame that we chose, the vehicle identification, its total distance during this time frame, and then the medium speed and the date. Okay, we can choose to animate the vehicle and then accelerate the speed of movement here, and we can see like the vehicle when it's moving, and you can see all the paths that have been used by this vehicle. Let's stop the animation. Okay. On this menu too, we have this button here where we can choose to display all the GPS points that have been sent by the GPS device that is installed in this vehicle. And we can see here all these dots are GPS points that have been sent by the GPS. And if we hover on each point, we can see the date and hour of each GPS point when it was sent. It is important to mention that the red dots signify that the vehicle was moving, the speed was superior to 0, and then the green dots mean that the vehicle was stopping to do to execute some tasks. So just by viewing the points, we can see where the vehicle has stopped and then executed some tasks. And this icon here allows us to display all the trash containers that have been collected using the RFID, that have been detected using the RFID system. And let me clear the view. So this vehicle on this circuit has not collected any trash containers that are equipped with the RFID capability. If we go to the second one, and then we click on the same icon, we can see that some of the containers have been collected, and we can see here, if we click on the number 8, we can see that 8 containers have been collected in this area, and so on. So we can see really dive deep into each vehicle and what has been done. I'll go back to the previous vehicle. This third icon allows me to display the predefined circuit that is supposed to be done by this vehicle. And we can see here in green all the routes that should have been done by this vehicle. And we can see in blue all the routes that were accessed by this vehicle. And if we don't see any blue lines, it means that the vehicle didn't go into these routes where he was supposed to go. So this gives me a general idea on the theoretical work that had to be done versus the actual movements of the vehicle. Okay, so let me close this here and then open this one here. This gives me a couple of graphs So this is the speed graph. I can see like the speed that was reached by the vehicle, and then immediately detect if there is any anomaly. By hovering over the graph, I can see the speed, corresponding speed, etc. On this second graph, we can see in green all the time frames where the vehicle was turned on, and then in red it means the vehicle was turned off. When the vehicle is turned off, the GPS sends pings, like it pings the server every hour to say that the vehicle is turned off actually. Also, this same vehicle is equipped with many sensors. For example, a rear door opening sensor. We can see like where the rear door was opened, and then identify if the trash was discharged in the proper location. There are also graphs for pump activation. For example, there is a high pressure pump that is activated on the vehicle, and you can see when this pump was activated, like when the compaction cycle was activated, also when the cycle of like picking up the trash containers was activated. So there are many sensors that send their data to the platform, and they can be displayed here in the graph area. This second tab will give us all the data that was sent by the GPS. So we can see here the time. So every 5 seconds the GPS sends us some positions. We can see the latitude, longitude, the speed of the vehicle at this position, the distance that was traveled, if the vehicle was turned on or not. So 1 means that the vehicle is on. The odometer, like 103,061 kilometers on the odometer of this vehicle. The number of hours that were where this vehicle was active, so 10,252 hours, the total hours where this vehicle was active. This vehicle doesn't have a water tank, so the level is always -1. And we also have like the total gas consumption. Okay, let me see here. So if we select to display this, and then total gas, temperature, along with some others that we don't need to actually get into right now. So the max temperature or the actual temperature at this point is 88 degrees, and then the total gas consumption is 62,425 liters since day one. And then also we can see that it's at 91% of the tank capacity in terms of gas. So all this data is enabled using some sensors that are installed in the vehicle. This tab displays the shifts of the vehicle. So at this start time and then end time, the vehicle was off, and then on others it was on. So we can see the shift of each vehicle, and we can know when the vehicle was turned on and when it was turned off, like in a summarized way. Okay, here we have the trash containers that have been collected detected using the RFID system, which are none. This area doesn't have any RFID enabled containers. And then the battery. Here it gives us the full capacity of the battery, the state of charge of the battery of the GPS, its voltage, power, etc. So as we can see, this modules lets us like really dive deep into the sensors that are installed in the vehicle, interpret this data, and have also some data on the predefined circuits that have been that were supposed to be done, the shifts of the vehicle. So it gives us like a very deep dive into how the vehicle is supposed to be working.